returning to Fight For It action here, taking on the debuting Ben Phipps out of Atlantic MMA with that Josh Crouch team, the team behind Fight For It in a way.
Yeah, Ben Phipps looks like he's in just tremendous physical shape, and he comes out fast and strong with a big push kick to the gut of Alex McNulty. Alex McNulty answers back with a flurry of kicks and a right high kick from Ben Phipps, finds its way home.
McNulty's been here before, and sometimes when you come up short like he did in his first fight, you want to come out really aggressive and throw hard, and it looks like that's the plan for Phipps as well.
Yeah, Phipps has long and powerful legs, and they're coming up quickly.
Would you say that they're long and strong?
And down to get the friction on.
I would think so. Now, that would be a good sign to come out to as well.
Yeah. Phipps feels very confident, very comfortable in these exchanges, and McNulty is trying to find his footing. And I'm not sure if McNulty knows how much success he's having.
Yeah, I would agree. He's not capitalizing on his gains.
Yeah.
To put it in investment terms.
Oh, we have a big problem, Dylan McGrath.
What's that, buddy?
McNulty is.
Oh, wow.
McNulty is committing it's a very common error in the gym. It should have been ironed out here. When you're fighting a taller opponent, sometimes your chin will come up as your eyes come up to find the head of your taller opponent. See, look at this. Look how high up in the air his chin is.
Yeah, as he walks forward and throws, he's looking up at the air.
Yeah, he's looking at the legs, feinting the legs, and then he punches. That's great, but see, when he starts punching, the chin comes up. The eyes come up automatically.
It's possible he just doesn't have anybody this tall in his gym.
Yeah, he looks to be about an average height guy to me anyway. Good low kick and a good straight left. It looks like Phipps is maybe running out of gas a little bit.
Yeah. The adrenaline dump of your first fight too.
He went hot and heavy early on. Good straight right. Good long uppercut. But you see that chin so high in the air. So high in the air is the chin of Alex McNulty. And Ben Phipps has shown tremendous leg dexterity.
He got low blowed on the way in on that slip. He hit him as he got low blow and knocked him over, so he got the tick out, but he also was resting from a low blow.
They call that a...
Yep. Flip. Steven's going to call that one a slip, but I think it was because he got that hook. Oh, big shot from Phipps. And that was a round-defining type of shot from Phipps. Alex McNulty, like we said, he did have some success, but it was like he would be successful and then go back to neutral. He wouldn't press on those hits that he was landing, like you said.
Yeah, I got the impression that he thought he was down more than he actually was.
Correct, yeah.
What are we about to see? See that cute little right hand that he threw a couple times? He threw that a few times. It was so they're calling that a knockdown.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
I told you they're eager to give it here.
But from that angle, now I couldn't see what landed. I thought that he tripped him up a bit. But.
Yeah. I really like to post videos on social media sometimes after the fight of like what we see. Like you and I always like when the action's like right in front of us, we'll record a little video because people like my students will see that and be like, wow, it looks really different than how I watched Ty's fight.
Right.
Like I was showing them the cage side footage versus the broadcast footage. Right. Things look very different to the guy who's watching it here versus the guy who watches it from the cell phone video that's there versus the guy who's watching it on the monitor. It's all a different angle. Yeah.
McNulty is telling a lot with his eyes.
Yeah.
He tells the whole story of his plan with his eyes.
Yeah. He doesn't have a great poker face. Flip.
See, look, he looks at the legs when he kicks the legs. He looks at the head when he punches the head. That's fine if you use it as a mix-up. Nice catch of the kick and then a body kick from McNulty. And a little bit of dirty boxing from Phipps, holding and hitting, hockey fighting, as you called it earlier. Ooh, nice job using the kick to keep himself out of punch range. And then he finds that long uppercut. McNulty pushing Phipps against the cage now and making it dirty and ugly and clinching. But his chin's too high, his head is up. And that's why that right hook snapped him so...
And every shot is doing that. Every shot is snapping his head around.
McNulty's default for the head kicks has been to catch head kicks on his shoulder. If Phipps chooses to turn one over with a lot of intention, that's going to be a big problem for McNulty. McNulty's good in the clinch, though. He's turning him very well and kneeing, but on the breaks, he's getting hit really hard. Ooh, a nice mix-up. A switch kick, faking the roundhouse, and then going to a push kick is McNulty.
Nice shot by Phipps.
Yeah. McNulty with a good left to the body, and the two men crash together.
Oh,
And he's just had trouble getting that foot up there.
He really got it up there that time, almost at the cost of his own ligaments.
Well, he's had two opportunities. Good push kick. That one hurt.
And when you're built like Phipps, you've got to have a good push kick. Practice it, young man.
That kick that Phipps just landed, I know it didn't look like much, that hurt McNulty.
Oh, no, yeah. If you've been in the gym and you've been hit by a guy with legs like that and he's push kicked you in the stomach hard.
Just put 2 toes right in the belly.
2 toes, toe stabbing. 2 toes of stabbing.
Yeah, McNulty's going to be, and now Steve's going to call that a knockdown.
Yeah. I mean,
I missed the punch. I was looking at the legs.
He gave one. And
I was looking at the feet.
He's like,
even it out.
I'm gonna give you your knockdown back. Yeah.
I tend to watch the feet. I apologize to our viewers. I watch their feet more than anything, so I don't always see those punches and those exchanges.
Yeah, the optics.
Yeah.
The optics are not convincing.
Interesting. Let's see if we can see that knockdown. I wonder if we'll see that knockdown
Phipps almost
again.
seemed more comfortable. As the more tired he got, he had to like force himself to kind of relax and get comfortable, and he was picking shots instead of just throwing shots.
You have to, if you want to continue to have any kind of strategy or output, good, hard right, stepping in right.
Clocked him with one strike. I mean, the rules in South Carolina are you get 1 strike. If that 1 strike knocks you down, that's a knockdown, not a sweep.
He was hit and he fell. That's a knockdown.
Dims the rules, baby.
Yeah. I think it becomes a little murkier. I think it should become murkier when you're holding on to your opponent's leg when you punch them.
Yeah, Dale Sunshine Fry would have not called that a knockdown.
But I think that technically according to the rules, if you get hit and you fall down, it's a knockdown, so there's a knockdown.
Yeah, it's too vaguely worded. But I almost feel like it's almost like, God, I'm about to get so nerdy. But the new edition of Dungeons & Dragons purposely is written very vaguely so that people can fill in the blanks with their own imagination. I would imagine the rules of MMA are very similar.
I'm going to get down there with you. I've often thought that too many dungeon masters are too reliant on the rules.
Yes.
Let's get back to the cool stuff.
But the imagination.
Ooh, there we go.
Play.
See,
there we go. McNulty bringing the fight here.
Finally landing that head kick. I heard that one thump in. McNulty's done a great job catching all of Phipps's kicks, but many of those have been at the expense of eating those kicks. Good push kick from McNulty. It didn't look great, but its effect was great.
Nice shot from McNulty. McNulty's just fighting like he actually wants to fight now.
Yeah.
He still is not. He's overselling, to put it in wrestling terms, every shot. But, that's just a comfortability thing. It's going to come with time of just getting hit.
I do agree. If you weren't sure if Phipps landed anything, McNulty made sure that you knew that he did.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He just reacts very visibly to every single attack.
And I think you said it earlier in this broadcast that's underestimated and misunderstood by a lot of athletes and coaches.
Yeah.
Oh, Phipps starts to fade. Phipps landed 3 or 4 good shots. McNulty lands 1, and Phipps Phipps is on the brakes.
That was
Phipps is wobbly and trying to slow this thing down.
That was a bizarre punch. He had an overhook on one hand and threw over the top of the other, and Ben couldn't get the hand up because it was overhooked in the clinch. And some good dirty boxing on it. Eddie Gordo?
He looked him off and then threw the front kick up the middle.
Eddie Gordo style.
He looked him off with the eyes. So I must eat my words earlier in that I didn't like the way that McNulty was using his eyes, but he just intentionally looked him off to land the head kick.
For 1 strike in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he looks for it again.
He tried to hit him with the big boot.
Yeah, he had success with it. It's a good strike.
I mean, he's finally getting the leg up there.
And
maybe he should have just stretched a little bit more.
McNulty
got the flexibility now.
Yeah, he's warmed it up. McNulty is wearing Phipps out in the clinch.
He's like, I'm finally comfortable. I'm finally happy.
But McNulty cannot hold on to his mouth guard.
No, he's not. Well, his mouth's been open since the opening bell.
Now Phipps feeling a little more confidence pushing the action.
Yeah, so, going back to kind of what we were talking about right before it got intense again, the optics of the fight, I've often had people go, why did I lose? I outlanded him. And it's like, yeah, but you were walking backwards for the entire fight. And it's like, well, but I outlanded him 13 strikes to 1. It's like, hey, do you think the judge saw every single one of those?
Yeah.
Every single one of those strikes? You think they saw how cleanly those landed? They saw you backing up for 3 rounds and kind of like picking shots but not getting a knockdown, not getting a cut, not getting a broken nose or any damage on the other guy. Sometimes the optics, it can outweigh the strikes if it's close enough. And the optics of this fight, even though Alex McNulty had a lot of success with some of the strikes, were pretty much Ben Phipps walking forward, looking to fight the entire time and bringing the fight the entire time.
Yeah, if I'm a little unsure. It's tough. I feel like in the first 2 rounds it was mostly Ben Phipps.
I think McNulty had his best round definitely in the third round. Showed a lot of creativity in the third round.
But we had some knockdowns in play here.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
right. So I think he wins the first round, right? He wins the first round on a 10-9.
Ben Phipps was handily winning the first round,
or
but they
is it
gave
a 9-9 maybe. Or it's a 10-8 automatically in this rule
All right, after 3 rounds of fighting, we go to the judges' scorecard. And we have a unanimous decision. Fighting out of the blue corner, Alex McNulty.
I totally, in my
getting that first dub, improving his record to 1-1.
In my post-fight analysis, I completely forgot that Alex McNulty had scored that knockdown in the first round, so that's an automatic round for him. The round for Phipps was in the second, and McNulty definitely had the better round in round 3.
Yeah.
And that was a kind of a little bit of a bizarre fight, but Alex McNulty picks up the win after the persevering through adversity more than anything, right?
Yeah, if you